I think there's opportunities here to talk about what asset-based assessment can possibly reveal when we go beyond just right and wrong. Okay, this doesn't show up on the actual page in terms of like when we're going to break down the questions, but the number one answer on the board is time. When you can get more than one piece of information from a question, you can ask fewer questions. When you can ask fewer questions, you are probably doing the greatest service for students with executive functioning challenges, for students with attention challenges. Everyone has taken a test where simply fatigue set in, and you weren't as present for question 40 as you were for question 4. So it also allows us to go beyond correctness and to focus on strategies, misconceptions, and the most important thing in one teacher's opinion is the process. How did we get there? And I think it plants seeds of there's multiple ways to learn. Like go back to the universal design for learning. There's more than one way to learn. There's more than one way to demonstrate what I've learned, and there's more than one way to work through that process. Yeah, I'm seeing a great question here. How do you balance getting more without trying to ask too much for each question? I actually think we'll reveal a little bit. We'll talk a little bit that. I'm going to let that question, Kit, thank you for that. I'm going to let that guide me a little bit through this one. So if we look at a question like this, it's asking us to choose two shapes that have 4 sides. Okay, we know that there's 2 shapes in here that have, no numbered sides, like in compared to having 4. We have 2 with 3 and we have 2 with 2. I'm sorry, we have 2 with 3 and we have 2 with 4 sides. It's so important. I would think the whole part of the benefit of this would be lost if the second 4-sided shape was another rectangle. So we're letting students process this visually. So there's multiple entry points, and we've right away, the visuals, counteract a little bit of the language load, okay? So we're thinking not just English learners benefit, there are a lot of students benefit here. One of the things that dyslexic students excel at, one of their clear assets, and research shows this, is their ability to identify visual patterns, to see patterns. So in ways, asking a question like this is going right at the strengths of a diverse learner. Now, if the student only selected the option here, the rectangle, that would reveal quite a bit as well, okay? Does a student see it just as that, or do they understand that a shape can have 4 sides and look quite different from another shape with 4 sides? So we're starting to, have a little bit more information.